Sit down, young man. I'm 78 years old, and if there's one thing I've learned in these nearly 8 decades, it's that time doesn't wait, and that the mistakes you make in your youth, well, some of them you carry for life. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you because I see you running the same way I once did, and I want to spare you some of the pain I caused myself. My name is Robert, and this is my story, the lessons I learned too late, the truths I wish I had heard when I was 25, with the world at my feet and the arrogance of believing I had infinite time. Your body warns you when something isn't right. I was 32 years old when I felt the first pain in my chest. I was in my office closing an important contract. The pain came and went. Stress, I told myself. When I finish this project, I'll rest. That project led to another, and another, and another. At 35, I had my first heart attack. I woke up in a hospital bed with wires attached to my chest and my wife crying in the corner. The doctor told me something I'll never forget. "Sir, your body had been screaming at you for 3 years. You simply chose not to listen." I spent the next 6 months in cardiac rehabilitation. I lost my job. I almost lost my family, and all because I thought I was invincible. Look at yourself now, young man. How many hours did you sleep last night? When was the last time you ate something that didn't come out of a bag? That back pain you ignore? That anxiety you think you're managing? Your body is the only thing you can't replace. There's no upgrade, no version 2. Take care of it now, or you'll spend your old age paying the price for your careless youth. That's when I understood that the present is all you really have. In 1985, my son Patrick was 7 years old. He asked me to take him fishing one Saturday. "I can't, son. I have to work, but next week I promise." Next week came, and the next, and the next. Patrick stopped asking. Today he's 47. He lives 3,000 kilometers away. We talk on the phone every couple of months, polite, empty conversations. And I would give everything I have to go back to that Saturday in 1985 and tell him yes. Do you know what my excuse was? When I have more money, when I close this deal, when things calm down? Things never calm down, young man. That perfect moment never comes. My wife Rosa died 3 years ago. Ovarian cancer. In her final weeks, she told me something that haunts me every night. "Robert, we had 45 years together, but I feel like you were never really present." She was right. I was there physically at the breakfast table, at family dinners, on vacations, but my mind was always 3 steps ahead on the next meeting. The next problem. The next. And now she's gone, and all those nexts mean nothing. Be grateful for life and for what you have. I spent 40 years chasing more money, more success, more recognition, and I got it. At 55, I had a big house, 2 imported cars, and a bank account that gave me security. I also had ulcers, chronic insomnia, and an emptiness in my chest that no purchase could fill. One day, my granddaughter Sophia, who was 5 years old at the time, came to visit me. She found me in my study, looking out the window with a look of dissatisfaction. She said to me, "Grandpa, why are you sad if you have so many pretty things?" I didn't know what to say. She took my hand and led me to the garden. "Look, Grandpa, the sun is warm, and there's a butterfly, and your dog is happy to see you. See, there are pretty things here too." That 5-year-old girl knew something I had forgotten. Happiness isn't in what you'll get tomorrow. It's in what you notice today. I began a ritual that night. Every day before going to sleep, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. At first it was difficult. My brain was trained to see what was missing, not what I had. But over time, something changed. I began to see the abundance that had always been there. The hot coffee in the morning, a friend's call, the fact that my legs still carry me when I walk. Don't wait to lose everything to realize how much you had. Remember, there is no perfect moment. Act now so you don't regret it later. When I was 28, I dreamed of writing a book. I had the entire story in my head. I had even written the first 3 chapters. But I kept thinking, when I have more time, when the kids grow up, when I retire. I retired at 67. I finally had all the time in the world. You know what? I tried to write that book, but the story that had filled me with passion at 28 no longer excited me at 67. That fire was gone. That version of me who needed to tell that story died waiting for the perfect moment. My friend Alex wanted to learn guitar when he was 30. I'm too old to start, he used to say. Sadly, he died at 71 without ever playing a single note. You know who did learn to play guitar at 72? My neighbor Mike. He bought a used guitar, took lessons on YouTube, and now plays in the park every Sunday. He told me, "Robert, I only regret one thing, not starting 40 years ago. You, young person, who still have energy, time, and endless possibilities ahead of you, don't make my mistake. That trip you want to take, that project that excites you, that person you want to ask out, that career you want to change, do it. Do it now. Do it badly, but do it. Because the regret of trying and failing is nothing compared to the regret of never having tried. Your time and attention are what truly matter. I spent 30 years building a business. I sacrificed birthdays, anniversaries, school recitals. My excuse was always, I'm doing it for you, to give you a better life. When I finally sold the business at 65, I sat down with my family to celebrate. My grown children were there, polite but distant, like well-mannered strangers. My youngest son, Patrick, said something that broke me. Dad, we never needed a successful business. We needed a present father. All that time I invested in work, I stole from them, and there isn't a bank account big enough to buy that time back. Here's the brutal truth, young one. Your time is finite. Every hour you give away is gone forever. I spent my time on things that were urgent but not important, emails, pointless meetings, worries that never came true. And meanwhile, my kids grew up, my wife grew older, my parents passed away, and I was too busy to notice. Today, at 78, I have all the time in the world and nothing meaningful left to do with it. Don't be like me. Choose consciously where you place your attention, because where your attention goes, your life goes. I never told my father I loved him. I grew up in a generation where men didn't show emotions. That's for the weak, we were taught. My dad died when I was 43, a massive heart attack, no time to say goodbye. At his funeral, I found a letter among his things, one he never sent. It was for me, written 10 years earlier when I had my first child. In it, he wrote how proud he was of me, how much he loved me, how much he wished we had been closer. I cried like I hadn't cried since I was a child, because he felt the same way I did. We were both afraid of being vulnerable. We were both waiting for the other to take the first step, and now it was too late. Years later, I almost made the same mistake with my son. We had grown distant, years of resentment piled up between us. One night, with my heart in my throat and my hands trembling, I called my son. I said, "Patrick, I need to tell you something. I've been a bad father in many ways, and I'm sorry. I love you more than I've ever been able to express. And I want us to have a real relationship before it's too late." There was a long silence. Then, in a broken voice, he said, "I love you too, Dad, and I'm sorry too." That call saved our relationship. Young one, what are you waiting for? What conversation do you need to have? What truth do you need to speak? Fear never goes away, but regret is much heavier than fear. You must tell your loved ones that you love them. My best friend for 40 years was Mike. We grew up together. We built our lives in parallel. He knew things about me that no one else did, but I never directly told him how much he meant to me. He knows. I used to think. I don't need to say it. Mike died 5 years ago. A car accident. Instant. At his funeral, his son handed me a note Mike had written 2 weeks earlier. It was a list of things he wanted to do. Call Roberth and tell him he's the brother I never had. He hadn't said it either. 2 grown men, lifelong friends, both waiting for the right moment to say the obvious. And now he's gone with my unspoken words buried along with him. Don't make this mistake, young one. If you love someone, tell them today. Now. Not tomorrow. Not when the time is right. I love you. You matter to me. You're important to me. My life is better because you're in it. Do those words make you uncomfortable? Good. Say them anyway. The temporary discomfort is nothing compared to the lifelong pain of silence. I spent 70 years trying to prove something. To my father, who never told me he was proud of me. To the classmates who made fun of me. To a society that measured my worth by my bank account and my title. I ran and ran and ran, and every achievement left me with the same feeling. It's not enough. I need more. I never asked. Enough for what? For whom? At 76, I had a minor stroke. It didn't kill me, but it left me with limited mobility. I can no longer drive. I need help to take a shower. All the things I achieved, the awards, the money, the recognition mean nothing when you can't button your own shirt. Do you know who takes care of me now? My son Patrick, the one I supposedly disappointed, the one I thought hated me. He comes 3 times a week. He helps me. He makes me laugh. He tells me, "Dad, it doesn't matter what you did or didn't do. You are my father." And that's enough. I cried when he said that, because I finally understood I was always enough. I didn't need the business. I didn't need the success. I didn't need to prove anything. Young person, listen to me carefully. You are enough exactly as you are right now. Not when you achieve X, not when you earn Y, not when you become Z. Now, just as you are, with your flaws, your fears, your insecurities, you are enough. Don't waste your whole life trying to earn a worth you already have. I am at the end of my life, young one. I don't tell you this with sadness, but with clarity. I have maybe 5, maybe 10 more years if I'm lucky, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, nothing I achieve matters as much as the connections I made and the ones I let slip away. If I could go back and change something, I wouldn't change my failures. I would change my priorities. Less work, more hugs. Less worry, more presence. Less silence, more I love you. Less waiting, more action. Less proving, more being. You still have time. You have the energy. You have the possibilities that I no longer have. Please, please, don't wait until you're 78 years old with a broken body to realize what truly matters. Live now, love now, act now, be brave now, because one day you are going to be sitting where I am now, and the question will not be, what did I achieve, but did I really live? Make sure your answer is yes. Thank you for listening to me, young one, and now go. Go and live the life I wish I had lived. See you in the next video, and remember, time passes, but what you do with it, that remains forever.